Hey guys, it's your classmate Eric again, and in this video I will be going over an example of recursion because recursion is pretty confusing, so getting a lot of examples and practice is a good way to strengthen your skills in thinking recursively. So in this video we're going to be doing a pretty simple example of a recursive algorithm, but it's going to be a problem that is very difficult to solve iteratively. So it is a real life application where most of the time you would want to implement this function recursively, unlike some of the examples that Professor Butner gave in class, which you can simply do with a for loop. This one actually requires you to think recursively if you want the solution to be relatively short. So for this example, we're going to be getting an alphabet from the user or a string, and then we're going to be printing all the permutations of the characters that they entered in that string. So if they typed 01, we would print out 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. If they typed 0, 0, no, 012, it would be 000, 001, 002, and so on. So if you think about this, it might seem a bit daunting at first, but we can start off a bit simple. So the first thing we know is that the string will have to be the the size of the alphabet. And so the first thing that we want to do before we start recursion is we want to create a string that is the size of the alphabet plus one, because currently our count variable stores the size, not including the null terminator, and then obviously multiply by the size of a character because you want it to be the correct size for the array type. So once we do that, we then want to null terminate the string, so then we can print it out to the standard out because that's going to be our end goal. And after this, we're just going to call our implementation function, which is actually going to be doing the recursion. So we're going to pass it the alphabet that we have been given, the number, the count of the alphabet, the string itself. Actually, I'm going to rename this because I don't like abbreviations. I think they're bad practice. I do that quite a lot, which I think is a bad thing. But if possible, keep your variable names very readable. And then we're going to pass it 0 as our index because we're going to be starting at the first index of the string or the first character. And so if you think about what we're trying to do, uh, we are going to be printing every single combination of the letters that are inside of this alphabet. And so the thing that we want to do is we want to have a for loop that puts the a specific um, a specific character from the alphabet into the current position, and then we want to pass it to the next position and then do the same thing there until we reach the last position. And then once we've reached the last position, we want to flush it to the screen. And then we just fall back and do the same thing over and over again. Because if you think about it, when we're printing 000 as our alphabet is 012, we will be selecting the first character in the alphabet and printing it 3 times. Then we're going to go back to uh, the uh, the third index, and then we're going to choose the second one, which is 1, and then we're going to print 001. And then we're going to go back to the third one, choose the third element in the alphabet, which is going to be 2, and then it'll be 002, and then so on. So we're going to create a for loop, and then we're going to iterate through the entire alphabet, so I less than count, and then add to I. And then we're going to make it so then the string at the current index is equal to the alphabet at the current I. And then all we really want to do is we're going to pass it along to the next index, so then it can replace the next character inside of the string. So our index is just going to be index plus 1. And then we're just going to keep doing this until we reach the end of the string. which will be when the string's index is equal to the count, because they are of the same length. So when we get there, we can just have our base case, which is if the count is equal to the index, then we want to print out the string to standard out, and then just return. So we're just going to have this in our if condition, and then our else condition is going to be this loop that sets the current index in the string to each character in the alphabet, and then pass it along. And then once we've passed it along a sufficient amount of times, we're just going to end up printing it out to screen. And so if we run our program, I don't actually know if this runs, but let's see. Oh, okay, that's kind of gross, actually. We want to have it have a nice name, so then we can, run it. So our alphabet's going to be 0, 1, 2. And so now we got 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 2. And there are all of our combinations. So yeah, that's pretty much it. You just need to make sure you know what your recursive case is and what your base case is. And then you want to decrease the size of the problem a little bit by, in this case, reducing the length of our string, or increasing the index of our string until we get to the end. And then once we do get to the end, we have our base case, which is printing the string to the screen. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, wait, actually, this is not correct. We need to free our string, because if we don't free it, then we are leaking memory, and that is very bad. Am I freeing things other than that? I think that's it. Yeah, so make sure to free your stuff afterwards, because if you don't, then it'll be bad in any programs where you need it, because you'll be having a memory leak, and memory leaks are bad because that means you're stealing memory from the computer that you could be using, or the computer could be using for something else. Yeah, anyway, so that's that. You can see it prints for 4, 2. And so I hope you learned a little bit from this and practiced thinking recursively.